I got on Twitter last year. It's the most fascinating thing I've ever done. I can't believe it. I used to get on my kids for sitting in front of the computer for hours. I sit in front of the computer for hours on Twitter.
Yeah.
And the other day I was tweeting.
Right.
And guess whose name popped up? When did you get on Twitter, and what do you think about it?
And I'm addicted to it now. It's like it's taken me about a month, and I love it. You know, last Sunday was so unique because of the girl that had hiccups, and I just happened to come across that, and she's like, you know, the last 4 races Jeff's won, I've had the hiccups on race day, and I was just like, you know, how odd would that be if I win this race today? And then we win, and that's one of the first things that popped in my mind was, the girl with the hiccups.
The girl on Twitter.
She was right. She knew I was going to win today.
How many followers do you have?
Well, I can tell you it's increased a lot since we're small still. We were shooting for 20,000 by the Phoenix, into the Phoenix race or Sunday, and we blew right through that. We're about 40,000 now. You know, you see these people that have millions of followers, and you're like, you know, how is that possible? I'm a competitive guy. And so now I see it not only as fun, a way to interact with the fans, I see it as a competition.
Well, don't look at Charlie Sheen, whatever you do.
No, well, yeah, there's all different kinds of ways to get Twitter followers. That's not
That's
one.
The wrong way.
That's not one I'm going to shoot for.
That's not the right way. America wants to know, what did Ella say? Because I believe you beat her favorite car.
That's right. She loves those M&Ms. You know what? She was too busy at some class to be watching me on TV that day. So we keep her on a tight schedule, making sure. But the cutest thing was when I got on the phone with her the next day. She thanked me. She said, "Thank you for winning the race, Papa." And I said, "Who told her to say that?" And they're like, "Nobody." So I'm guessing my mom, who was babysitting, probably said, "Guess what? Your Papa won the race, you know, or won the race for you or something." And that was her reaction, was thanking me. So hearing her voice was awesome. Now, I know Leo, he was actually, that was his first race to watch, you know, on TV. And not that he was sitting there watching it because he's too young, but he was sitting right there, and they all thought that was pretty cool that here it is, our 6, almost 7-month-old son watching his dad win on TV.
Cheering for Dad. Being Jeff Gordon, you maximize the victory. You celebrate at Phoenix, and then you run off. It's your 83rd victory, and you run off to the 83rd Oscar.
I hadn't thought about that.
I know, I didn't know. Sorry, 83 must have been it was meant to be. And so, how did you happen to get to do that?
You know what?
Because you won the race?
Not all those things were planned before the race. It was something that you know, we really enjoy that event, that time of year. And when we used to race in Fontana, you know, you would race at Fontana, and then you could go to some of these really cool, fun events after the Oscars. Of course, not going to the Oscars, but going to some of the fun events around, you know, some people, friends of ours that we know, as well as, you know, just celebrities and things that, you know, it's cool to meet. And we had planned that a month prior to leave Phoenix after the race and go there. And, you know, we're planning on going to a couple of parties. Well, then over the last year, become friends with John Lasseter, who is you know, with Pixar and does all the Toy Story movies, and I've got this small part coming out in Cars 2, and we've just built this friendship. So he was up for an Oscar, so I sent him a text saying, "Hey, we're coming to the Oscars," and he said, "Oh my goodness, you got to win Phoenix, you know." And I said, "Well, you got to win the Oscar," and he goes, "Well, if you do, you know, we're going to have a great time." And I sent him a text after the race saying, "You're not going to believe this, I won the race." He was at the Oscars and sent me a text back, so excited. I mean, I think he's more excited about that than he was Oscar, because he's won Oscars before, but he was so excited. And so to be able to go and see him and hang out with he and his wife, hold, you know, an Oscar in my hand, and then go to the Vanity Fair party. You know, my wife was, you know, looked amazing, all dressed up.
Cobalt Tools 400, Sunday on Fox.